Should be live now. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. We the brothers here from Great Millstone, the Atlanta camp. We got a visitor here, the brother Ironclad from the Great Millstone Dallas camp. But before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. All right, also we want to say double honors to our apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Also, peace, salutations, many blessings to the elect of Israel, scattered around the four corners of the earth, giving our diligence to make that calling of election sure. Shalom to you and also your families. All right, the lesson is going to be entitled, Prophecy is Unfolding Before the Face of the World. Okay, and what's happening is, you know, since January 2020 up until May 31st, 2020, all that's been happening was prophecy. From the death of Soleimani, all right, America launching bombs over and hitting Iran. Iran so-called retaliating and hitting a so-called U.S. Station over in the Middle East. We've had trade wars. We've had rumors of wars. We've been seeing the coronavirus come into effect. Stock market dwindled. Kobe Bryant being taken out, even though, you know, but yet and still the prophecy speaks about the stars of heaven gonna fall. Okay, not to mention the riots that's happening right now. All right, we're talking about jobs, people being fired from their jobs or laid off. Okay, it's been a year full of prophecy within 6 months. Okay, it's basically it's been the events that's taking place in 6 months could have covered a 5 to 10 year span. You know, and this is the year of prophecy coined by Apostle Hart, and it's unfolding before the world, but yet and still people don't realize that it's prophecy. Okay. They think that it's just, you know, natural occurrences and circumstances and situations and everything's going to blow over and go back to normal. But we here to say that no, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, the Lord is pouring out that spirit of prophecy unto the earth and it's affecting it. Okay, so we're going to start at 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse
1. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh.
Yep, see that? It says, Speak thou unto my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth. And we've known throughout the course of history that the prophets were the mouthpiece of Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. So the words that we speak on the highways and byways is coming directly from the heavens. Okay, it's not coming from our own emotions and our own feelings. It's coming straight from the heavenly realm, channeled through the prophets. Okay, and that's what we're speaking. Okay, for instance, we're watching the news. We have it playing in the background right now. You know, I know you probably can't see it, but we're getting visuals of what's going on. And basically, where we used to teach at CNN Center, downtown Atlanta, okay, we shook the dust on that place, and now we're watching that same place where we used to teach being raided with troops. Okay, there's all kind of chaos and situations going on over there. So that is the prophecies that's unfolding right before us, and we've been speaking about that before it even happened. Okay, keep going up.
Verse 2, it says, And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
That's right. That's why we have the scriptures. Okay, because the men of the Lord took the visions that they were getting, and they wrote them down in the scrolls. The scrolls were translated into English, and then the way that the English published the scrolls, it was through a book. Hence, you get the word Bible, which goes back to Biblios, which means book. Okay, so the scrolls were written by the prophets that got the visions, and the scrolls were translated from Hebrew and Greek scholars into English, and they put it in a book. That's why the Lord said, "Cause them to be written in paper," so we can read these prophecies and speak them in the times that we're living in. Okay, you got something?
Yeah, I got something. This is Habakkuk 1 and 5, and it says, "Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to..."
Read it again from the top.
Come. This is Habakkuk 1 and 5. It says, "Behold, ye among the heathens, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you.
And you see that? It says, behold, it's talking to the heathens right here. All right? It's talking to the heathens. That's why we don't go out there and just prophesy to Israelites. Because these prophecies not only pertain to the Israelites, but they pertain to the heathens as well. All right? So we've been telling some, and that's why the scriptures say, though it be told unto you, you would not believe it. No, none of these people believed it. But now they're getting a heavy dose of reality right now. Because we're looking at the TV right now, and we see at least 500 police officers, riot police, and troops. These are tactically and specially trained individuals, man. These are not regular people with a badge and a gun. These are special trained, cooperatives of government. Yeah. So though it's been told to them, they wouldn't believe it, but I bet they believe it now. Go ahead.
Verse 6, it says, For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess their dwelling places that are not theirs.
Yep, and the Chaldees was a sect of the Babylonians which specialized in sorcery, witchcraft, and things of that nation. But they carried themselves in an excellency outward appearance. They were decked and, they had a great appearance. That's why Babylon was known as the head of gold. Okay? But it says that hasty and bitter nation. Okay? Because they were big on what? On witchcraft. They invaded the temple the first round. Okay? So this is the same spirit that was being revved up back in ancient Babylon when they came down on the temple. It's that same spirit. Through witchcraft and through bitterness and hastiness, they destroyed our people. And the Lord said he's going to raise them up again. And do we not see that same spirit being channeled through these Edomites? That's why this is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay? Because the way Babylon, the Cushites came down on Israel back in ancient Babylon, man, it was serious, man. They was messing Jake up. But now the Lord is reviving that spirit on the left-hand side through the nation of Edom. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Come. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. Their horses also are swifter than leopards, and are more fierce than the evening wolves. And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat.
That's right. Hey, this going into that military might, man. That military might. These F-1 fighter jets, okay? All these different named military aircraft carriers and things of that nature. Hey, man, they can do some damage with this. These foot soldiers, man, this is only just the helm of the reality, man. This military go deep. They got foot soldiers, man. That ain't the threat. They not no real threats, man. That's entry level, to be honest. That's entry level. We talking about super soldiers, man. That can hold their breath for 25 minutes. A very, very deep and meticulous military might that they're gonna unleash on the people. So really, we just getting started. Okay, we just getting started. This is the beginning of sorrows, and we haven't seen anything yet. Okay, basically, the Yahweh Bashim Shai is opening the curtains right now. But the show ain't even really got started, man. Okay? Let's get that Revelation.
Okay.
Revelation 19 and 10, then I got one after that, and y'all both got it.
This is Revelation 19. Okay, I didn't know if somebody else.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, Revelation 19 and 10, it says, And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy.
Right. And if we're witnesses of Yahushua, then we have to have his testimony. Okay? Because if somebody goes on a stand and they are the victim, they have to testify. They have to have a testimony. Okay? Now, if you're a witness, then your testimony has to match up with the main what they call it, the plaintiff. Your testimony has to match up with the plaintiff, which make you a valuable witness. So because the Lord's testimony is the spirit of prophecy, then that means if we are witnesses of the Lord, then we have to come in the spirit of prophecy. And because we've been coming in the spirit of prophecy and speaking the prophecies according to the scriptures, we're starting to see it unfold on a world stage. Okay? A lot of these other camps ain't really been warning the people about martial law. Ain't been warning the people about the riots. They ain't been telling people about the chip and about the pestilence. Okay? The Lord has deemed us as reliable witnesses, and we're reliable.
And we are the true protesters, man. That's right. You mentioned the word testimony or testify. Word protest, pro means before or to put forth. And test means testimony. We're putting forth a testimony, which is what? Putting forth prophecy. And like we used to talking in the car, me and the preacher Zion, hey, you know, we about this life, so to speak. We people out there, you just out there just because, you know, it's something to do. You know, just following the people. We put this on. We've been protesting for years, man. You know, the apostles and elders for decades, man. So we are the real protesters. All right, set up to tell you these prophecies.
Right. Well, the real protesters are the prophets.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
You're not really a protester if you don't prophesy.
Right. That's right.
You know.
That's right, bro. I got something real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 24 and 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all generations forever. So yeah, that's what we're seeing happening on the world stage. You know, last night was a catastrophic night for America, and we're glad.
That's right. That's right.
We're happy.
We're happy as a hell. Happy as hell, man. Okay? We seeing cars being flipped over and turned over and burned, and guess what? We're happy. Are we going to engage in that? Absolutely not.
Right.
Okay? Yep. Our power is not in going and flipping cars and throwing bricks and through windows and stealing Rolex watches and spandex.
Right.
Okay? Right. Our power is in speaking the things that the Lord told us to speak. That's so that they can come to pass before you and happen to you. That's right. While we sit back and watch it unfold.
That's right.
That's where our power is at.
That's why it says in Job the 5th chapter, it says that destruction of family and looting and jumping on cars like a damn orangutans. We sitting at the crib eating chicken, watching Jake lose their mind.
Yeah, laughing at
that's right.
Laughing at it like it's a Martin sitcom show.
That's right.
You know? Yep. Because we see the stupidity that the approach that you people are taking is it has zero logic involved. Zero logic. Okay? You sitting up there allowing yourself to be rebuked by everything that happens to you.
Everything you get.
You mean to tell me that you get rebuked by T.I. and Killer Mike? And Keisha Lance Bottoms? Stop. They're not going to stop anything from taking place in this world, man. Right. Yeah, you know, the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Shah is going to overcome any negative advance. Right. Because the Lord is going to pour out prophecy unto all generations. That's right. So a lot of you people don't even consider that you're taking place in prophecy. That's right. When you talking shit about them, say, yo, they don't have the truth. They're just a black Israelite, you know, black extremists, and y'all just some niggas on the corner. Go get a job. Yep. Everything we've been saying is happening to you.
That's right.
Yep. Silly. We ain't got the truth, but everything we've been telling you is clearly happening to you.
Clearly.
You know? Yeah, y'all brothers got it.
Okay, I got something. Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and 7, because we spoke about the fact that we're just going to watch. We're just going to sit here and watch you fulfill the words of the Lord, you know, for their prophecy. So this is Isaiah 30 and 7. For the Egyptians, which the Egyptians talking about these Americans, because America is the spiritual Egypt. Right. It says they shall help in vain and to no purpose. So everything that you know that you have trust in here in this place, whether it's a protest or whether it's a philosophy you have, it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. It says, therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. So your strength is to sit still. That's really where the elect is going to, the real chosen ones are going to reside in. So the reason why you're not going to see us out there protest because our strength is to sit here and let the words of the Lord, the prophecies, unfold before your eyes. Okay? So I'm going to read verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever. All right? So this is already in the book, and we're reading the book open to you to let you know that this is how it's supposed to go down. The plan is to sit still, you know?
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. It says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You know? And we know that these people out there rioting right now, they're not under the, standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. They're not acting according to the understanding of the, the scriptures. So they have no light in them. They're of the congregation of the dead. That's why they out there, like the scriptures say, groping at noonday.
Yep.
They look like they think that they're actually doing something that's productive, but it's really it's counterintuitive, man.
You got a piece of it? You got it.
You mind if you read yours again?
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna land back on.
Okay. Isaiah 8 verse 20, it says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
That's right. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and 37. It says, let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord. When you look that word ordinances up, it's an authoritative decree, or a command, or a demand. All right, so just like what the brother just read in, what's that? You said Jeremiah?
Isaiah 8 and 20.
8 and 20. Isaiah 8 and 20. The command, the Lord didn't command you to go out there and start protesting over a wide-nosed nigga that just died by a cop. That's not what's written in the scripts. It says, and meditate continually in his commandments. From what us brothers know sitting in this room, we know our commandment, according to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments according to the law, statutes, and commandments that he prescribed for us. Doesn't tell us to go out there with an I can't breathe sign and protest.
When you breathing like a hoe. Talking about I can't breathe, and you just taking big, super deep gulps of air. That don't make sense.
Nope.
You can breathe.
Right.
He can't breathe.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they don't have the spiritual breath in them.
Exactly.
Oh, well, yeah.
They don't have that understanding.
Yeah.
They in the dry bones category.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they
Right.
can't
And
breathe.
whether or not,
That's real.
And whether or not your purpose is to put out what he said, this guy George Floyd. Cause hey, the other guy said the same thing too. Was
Eric
some
Garner.
of the Moosies? Yeah.
Eric Garner.
You know what I'm saying? Whether or not they could breathe or not. Okay, you have this chance of opportunity to like the brother just read, follow the commandments of the Lord.
Right.
You protesting what happened to them, that's not going to help you. Scripture says better is what is it? A living dog than a dead lion.
Yep.
Okay. And what do dogs do? Dogs obey their master. Who's our true master? The Heavenly Father and the Son.
It says, he shall establish thine heart. We follow the ordinances of the Lord, and pretty much, going off the title of the lesson, we proclaim prophecy, and that's a commandment of the Lord to follow the prophecies. What's that? Sirach 39 and 1.
Yep.
Meditate. There you go. And seek out what pretty much the ancient, what are the ancient men that we follow doing? They're prophesying from the jump.
That's
from
right.
the
From the gate.
all the way from Noah.
Man, we've been talking about martial law for years.
Right.
For years.
Nobody regarded.
When shit was normal, so it's like you can go to work. You could, when shit was so-called normal. And
Yep. It wasn't cool to talk about it.
Right.
People look at you like you was nuts talking about what? Armies.
Right.
Man, you tripping. Illuminati, bro. You tripping, bro. You was conspiracy theory. Now all of a sudden everybody talking about, oh, he sold out.
Right. Concentration camps. We were talking about that.
Right.
A decade ago. You would a lot of brothers here, a whole decade ago, we were talking about these things happening. Everybody was calling us crazy. Now everybody got an opinion.
Now everybody, I've been telling y'all it was gonna be martial law.
Man, oh.
We been
talking
knew.
about?
You ain't know.
What
You
are you
ain't
talking
know.
about?
Right.
You know? You got precept correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Go ahead, bro. You got something?
I got something.
This is Romans 10. I'll start at the top. It says, "Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved.
Mm-hmm.
For I bear record, it says, Salaki, for I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge."
Yeah. You know, and why do they have a zeal of the Most High? Because the Lord is pouring out the spirit of prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's affecting people. People are having crazy dreams, man.
Yep.
All right? The sun and the moon has been acting different for the last 4 or 5 years, bro.
Yep.
It's just been acting totally different. Okay? It's changing their mind. It's changing their thought process. So they have that zeal. They have that, the word zeal means like fervor, heat,
Yeah, fire.
fire. Okay? So they have that passion, they have that zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. Okay? Because they don't read the scriptures. Okay? If they were able to filter their thought process through the scriptures, then they better understand how to deal, how to move, how to react, how to control your emotions. We emotional people. We're passionate. Us brothers here, we get emotional. Man. Like, man, fuck it. But you know what? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding corrals us and gives us logic to be able to control those emotions when they come about. And that's why they have that zeal, but it's not according to knowledge. Because knowledge is going to keep you in the way. Okay? Because when you apply it, it then turns to wisdom. And what does the scripture say? Wisdom shall preserve thee. So because they have zeal, but not according to knowledge, they make rash decisions. They make emotional decisions. And like me and the brother Alvin, we were speaking prior to the lesson. I said throughout this year, it's been a roller coaster ride of emotions for our people. It started with what? Kobe Bryant. They controlled them through sadness. Okay. Then through the coronavirus, they control people through fear. Then they control people with anger through this current situation. So they're basically using emotions to control and manipulate our people to get them to do exactly what you want to do.
That's right.
But if you have the logic of the scriptures, you'll carry yourself totally opposite of their agenda.
If I can say it in Ephesians 5th chapter, it tells you that basically those are them that are wise because they understand the will of the Lord. We understand the Lord's will, so we're not going to be out in the streets protesting and rioting. We understand that fake news is going to push out the symbols towards Esau's plan.
Yeah.
We all understand the will of the Lord, man.
That's
right.
You know?
That's right. Hey, but Jake don't understand that, so they outside throwing rocks like they goddamn Roger Clemens or somebody. Okay? You got it, bro.
This is Amos 5:13, and it says, "Therefore the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time." And when you look into that word silent, it doesn't necessarily specifically mean keeping your mouth shut. It also means being still. And like you read earlier, because you know, there's with prudence means wisdom, and sometimes you got to know when to fight and when to flee. You know, that's a major component of survival is when to fight and when to flee. And our people are foolish, so their wires are miscrossed. If Jake was wise, they would understand how weak and how stupid they look on TV, man.
Right. Bro.
You look really pathetic, and you look like, for all that cap that you niggas talk about Wakanda, well, Wakanda had a military.
Right, exactly.
Wakanda had weapons.
They had their leaders, the Black Panther. He was on the front lines, T.I.
Right.
And seeing your ass on damn piece of concrete.
Yep, they had warriors.
Yep.
All right, you niggas, you look like some goddamn Somalians or some third world country impoverished people.
Right.
Throwing clay rocks and shit.
I got a quick lamb back on for you. It's Proverbs 12:23. A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness.
And that's what we were saying also off camera. Hey, really, if you were Israelite and you out here in the middle of all this, man, hey, I could be wrong, but you look like the police to me, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's some police activities, because this is the time where we supposed to conceal ourselves. All right, go into the house.
Yeah.
Restore, hideth thyself. The scriptures say the righteous man seeth evil and hideth himself.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
right.
That's
Oh,
what
that's
he
it.
got.
I'll bring it real quick for you. It's Proverbs 22:3.
Mm.
This is a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and on.
Hold on, read this. Verse 14 of that. In Amos 5, it says, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. Woo!
There you go.
And so the Lord and the power of the host shall be with you as he has spoken.
That's right. And, hey, the Lord see that. Hey, we're trying to be obedient to His will. We just go out, we teach the word. When trouble arises, we get out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So therefore, when it gets to a point to where just the enemy just closes in on us and we have no way to escape, the Lord knows we've been seeking good. We ain't been trying to just start shit and So therefore, it's going to lead to Yahweh Bashim Shai creating a scenario to where He provides a standard, and that's when that's when the chessboard gonna change.
Yep.
That's when a lot of the left-hand pawns gonna get wiped out.
That's when the kings will come out to play.
Them rooks and them bishops and them kings and queens. That's when it's gonna come out to play.
That's right.
But you got the pawns, which are the 2/3. That's out and about, chucking rocks, like a right arm maniac.
And shooting fireworks.
Right.
That's the guy
Shooting fireworks. In the background they got the guy Philando Castile. They just, they just invoking emotion on our people right now, man.
Yep.
And we see it.
Yeah.
Because we know you so-called white people don't give a damn.
Right.
You don't care.
And if I may say, and how Esau know how to play on the emotions of Jake, it's because, and let's be clear, man. 6 months ago, you Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans are a bunch of selfish people, man.
Yeah.
You put yourself before anybody else. So now all of a sudden you're willing to go out here and risk it all. That's hasty, because that's not really in your nature. 6 months ago, like I said, 6 months ago it was fuck a nigga. I don't trust niggas. I don't even trust myself. Niggas ain't shit. This was the narrative of our own people amongst themselves.
Yep.
So how did that just go away to now y'all are unified and
now you love it
and love everybody and black business
Right.
matters and black excellence and all that, man.
Right.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I got something. And this is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So while we're in a state of, confusion, like brothers speaking on emotion, okay? The scripture says that wisdom and knowledge, that's what's going to make you stable, okay? What do you know? What's your strategy? What's your plan? Okay? What's the now don't get me wrong, there's a certain cause that you have a feel and a need that you have to, express yourselves about. Okay? But how are you going to go about it? And what's the wisdom behind it? What's the solution? Okay, you're protesting. Let's say the cops in the military put their guns down. Now what you going to do?
Right.
See, that's the thing that you don't think about. Because you're just emotional. And you're letting your enemy, you're letting the so-called white man, this media, control, steer you like a ship in stormy waters, man. Okay? You're not putting yourself at the helm of the ship through what you know. And that's what's going to get you, like the brother about the scripture out, that's what's going to get you punished. Okay? So it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And strength of salvation. The point is to be saved.
That's right.
All right? It says, the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So at the end of the day, it's about knowing the Lord.
Right.
Our people don't know the Lord.
Don't not consider.
Okay? And you don't even consider the Bible. Okay? You know the Israelites. You hear us. You see us on the streets. But you don't know what we're about. You don't know what we speak on.
Right.
Okay? Now you want to talk about martial law and the microchip. We told you that years ago when you didn't believe it.
Exactly.
But we also told you the solution and how the Lord is going to save us. You don't consider that part. Okay? Let me read it again. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be, matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 5. Verse 5 says, the Lord is exalted. Okay? Not putting your hands up, not shooting, and I can't breathe t-shirts. It says, the Lord is exalted. For he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. And we have the right judgment because we're going by what the Lord said. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's when you're really going to get these gems and the real understanding of what you need to do. Okay?
As a real quick fact, look, it's Ecclesiastes 9 and 18. It says, wisdom is better than weapons of war.
Hey, a lot of people say we got to get guns and bullets. Well, the so-called white man got nukes and bombs.
Right.
Your 9mm, your 4.5, and your Draco ain't gonna stop an airstrike if the National Guard need to call an airstrike on the bluff in the West End. So stop, shut up. Okay?
Call of Duty streets.
Hey,
Okay? As
hey,
Scripture says, wisdom is better than what? Than weapons of
weapons
war.
of war, that's right.
You gotta have the wisdom and the understanding.
Yeah.
You got it?
It says, wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good.
Right, and it takes only one monkey Negro, okay, to act a fool, and that's what's gonna get all the rest of you acting a fool like monkeys.
Right.
Instead of understanding, okay, this is what we need to do. Okay? And Killer Mike and T.I. and Keisha Bottoms, these Don Lemons don't have it. Okay? They don't have it. Alright? But the men of the Lord, we have it. And we've been sharing what's getting ready to separate who he's really dealing with and who he's going to let be punished. Because you're going out there, like the brother mentioned, about being hasty. Okay? So wisdom is the wisdom of the Bible. That's what's going to be way better than getting a group of your homeboys that you grew up with a couple of pistols and trying to shoot anything that moves. That's not going to help you. That's right. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Okay?
I got a precept. If nobody else did. All right. This is Exodus chapter 23 and 2. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Now then shalt thou speak in a cause to decline, after many to rest judgment." So, yeah, I mean, we're seeing examples of Jake just following, man. Jake, I bet you 90% of these individuals out here that so-called call themselves protesting, they wouldn't be the ones to initiate the protest. But being that they're, you know, are following to, you know, just go ahead and say, hey, we all finna go out here. A lot of them just peeping the scene, trying to see what they, you know, recording and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, where the hell Jake get these shirts so fast, man? You know, Jake just following the trend, man. And so we know that this is just something that's really spontaneous. It's not really something that's thought out, and it's not going to lead to anything that's conductive for the salvation of our people, man.
That's right.
You know?
It's going to lead to your...
I got one. Back here.
Yeah, kind of.
This is Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 14. Okay, John, it says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not into the way of evil men."
Yeah, you got it,
Oh, so like the brother I know was saying, hey man, it's not wise for you to just, and it's not Bible prophecy either for the men of the Lord to go out and riot. Because what's the purpose of looting a rainbow or a Foot Locker? You know, it's Esau wants you to do that so they can jack you up even more. Man.
Exactly.
You know, that's why the wise man is gonna wait upon the Lord, having that patience and long suffering. Because we see that pursuing the Matthew the 24th chapter, it says that all this stuff is gonna come to pass. We see that the Lord is about to return. So we just got to have that patience, man.
Right.
You know.
Right. And these are the signs, man. The signs of the end of the world says that there's going to be insurrections and riots and protests in the end. All we're supposed to do is watch.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We watch, and then we say, okay, well, you know why this is happening? It's not happening because the white man put his knee on George Floyd's neck. Okay? That was the situation that occurred, but the reason why it's happening is because the Lord said these things are going to take place.
That's right.
Okay? So now that the Lord said it, what are you supposed to, well, what else does the Lord say? What else does the Lord say? And that's why the Lord set us up to tell you what the Lord said, so you can be calm and okay. Okay, thank you for telling me, brother. That's what you should be saying. Yo, y'all brothers, thank y'all for letting us know why this is happening to us and what we need to do. You know? I got Something we might have.
I got something real quick.
Okay.
This is Isaiah Isaiah 55 and 11. And it says, so shall my words be that go forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things whereto I send it. So like the brothers is going into, all these words that we've been preaching through the Spirit for years is going to accomplish. We weren't saying nothing in vain, although you people scoffed and scorned. All right, but we've been speaking, like we were speaking before we cut the camera on. We've been prophesying against police brutality and nonsensible or unreasonable force and killing for years. That's not our agenda, but when these things come up, we filter it through the scriptures, going all the way back to Trayvon Martin, going all the way back to Mike Brown, going all of these characters we have witnessed and told you more and more was going to come and why it was happening. But none of you want to hear it because you want to deliver yourselves out of your hands. And that's not the way that the Lord, you didn't put yourself in this position.
Right.
And you sure as hell not going to get yourself out of this position by, like we're saying, going downtown in your local cities and putting on and chanting some bullshit that everybody else is saying, man. That is not going to accomplish anything. And I'm not to be long-winded, but I wanted to say one thing because, you know, the brother Karadas made a great point, and I thought about Amos 3:3. How could two walk together unless they be in agreement?
Oh, that's a good point. And
this foolishness of these crowds, all of y'all don't have the same agenda.
Right. That's right.
None of y'all have. I promise, if we went out there and we scrutinized this and we questioned y'all, you all are going to come up with something that can actually probably turn y'all against each other.
Yeah.
Because you got some people out there that want straight equality. You just want equality. You want black people and white people to be equal. Some black people out there want revenge.
Yep.
And that's already a conflict. Some people want white people to be included, some people don't.
Right.
So this don't got nothing to do with us. This is the Lord already told us He's not the author of confusion,
That's right.
and we don't participate in it. And Esau, you already know we don't want no parts of this.
Yeah, he knows it.
He knows it.
And if I may say, even to add further to what the brother's saying, there's no moral standard.
Right.
There's no moral fabric that's keeping these people together. These same people that's out there protesting with each other, once everything smooths out, one of them probably gonna kill another one.
Right.
Well,
You know? Somebody out there probably gonna shoot another nigga that's out there because they don't have a moral fabric. Okay, they don't have any moral attachments to each other. The only thing is Esau is invoking emotions through anger, and everybody's just getting mad and they're using this as an excuse to loot and be stupid.
Yeah, you got the Antifa groups out there that's just going up against the government.
Yeah, they using this Black Lives Matter, but we're just gonna use this as a catalyst to fucking get our shit off, man.
Yeah.
You know, and they doing it at the expense of BLM. But BLM is a George Soros operation, man.
Right. It's set up by the white man.
It's set up by the
But
so-called
y'all
white
not
man.
deep enough or smart enough to even know that. You just going, like the brother said, off of your angry emotions.
Not like the brother said. A lot of these people out there, they're not scrutinizing anything. T.I. got up on the podium and spoke for about 1 minute and 15 seconds, and then they pretty much put that in the golden plaque of speeches.
Right.
This is Wakanda. We must protect it at all costs.
Yeah.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about
First and foremost, Wakanda is
Michael
imaginary.
that. Right.
And then even in Wakanda, like the brother said, they had a government.
Right.
You know,
They were sovereign.
They had warriors that was going to war.
They had a whole economy.
So the thing is, at the end of the day, like with all the brothers, the mutual consensus that we have is that this is just prophecy taking place.
That's it.
And guess what? The difference that we have opposed to you is that we're all on the same vibration.
That's right.
Okay? When shit start hitting the fan, we gonna all stand for the same thing. We looking for the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
A lot of y'all just looking for the tax-free dollar. You know?
Right.
Yeah, you looking for a stimulus check, nigga. You know, but a lot of we looking for the kingdom of heaven. We're looking for the coming of salvation.
We're not looking for equality either.
No, we don't want equality. And we know that going out chucking rocks through glass windows ain't gonna get us equality.
Right.
We know we gotta expose you, and we have to reveal that you're beneath us.
That's true.
You know, we have to bring that out first and foremost. That you are the serpent, the old dragon, the devil that deceived the whole world because you're loosed a little season. And we're gonna eventually, when Yahweh Shah comes back, we're gonna round you up and put you in slavery. We're not asking you anything.
No, we're not.
We haven't, every time we on the highways and byways, we haven't asked you a single thing as a request. We're telling you, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, this is what's going to happen. We told you was going to send your troops to the streets. And guess what you did? Send your troops to the streets.
Yep. Yep, that's right.
Because that's how powerful prophecy is. Anybody have something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got something for that. This is, let's see, this is real. All right, this is, Jeremiah chapter 18. Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 18 and
The 22, the cry shall be heard.
yeah, I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. This is Jeremiah 18 and 22. It says, "Let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them." Woo! And that's exactly what. See, that's what we're saying. We know these things that are happening are already in the Bible, and when they and before they come, the Bible says, "What? We declare them."
We declare them.
And now that they're here, we're bringing them out, saying, "Look, see." But y'all don't go to that. Okay, y'all don't go into the scriptures and see and say, "Oh." Okay. It says, "Let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet." And ultimately, you got the rulers of the darkness of this world. They're digging a pit for our people. Okay, they definitely want the prophets. They want us to stop saying these things. Okay, but they're definitely digging snares for our people, man. And our own people come against us.
Yep.
Okay, but guess what? But the Lord has the word now. He's allowing our enemy to send these troops in.
That's right, brother.
Okay.
That's right. Hey, these are monumental times. All right. The time. Hey, since January up until now, we've seen about 5 major prophecies develop. World War III. Stars of heaven falling.
Yep.
R5 microchip being implemented through society through the global digital currency law that they passed. Okay. Pestilence. Now race wars. In 6 months, we've seen the development of 5 major biblical prophecies happening right in front of you, and you still can't see that we got the truth. You know why? Because the Lord clearly blocked your understanding, man. He didn't want you to see it. He wanted you to be a part of it. He wanted you to be a victim of prophecy, man.
Yep.
If I may say too, another reason why these Negroes can't see is because they don't have a true master builder that laid their foundation for them. That's how they're not. That's why they're so discombobulated. And like the Captain Abu was saying, when you watch them on the TV, they look like complete idiots. Just hooligans running around like a chicken with its head cut off, throwing shit at windows and burning cop cars. You don't have a master builder that has laid a foundation for you to follow. Right. Through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, us men that sit in this room, there's master builders that we follow that has laid the foundation and laid groundwork to where we know where to start building at.
That's right.
We have an organization. We have
Chief Cornerstone.
There you go. And we have we know the chief cornerstone. How about that?
Yep.
They don't know the chief cornerstone. Cornerstone.
Which is why they're doing what they're doing. You know, the scriptures, when Yahweh Shai instructed the disciples, he said, "Look, when Jerusalem is compassed with armies, flee to the mountains."
Right.
He didn't say go. Yeah, you go down there and you pick up a
stick.
Right, a stick. And, you sling it as hard as you can and watch my spirit move upon that stone. No, he didn't say that.
Find David's slingshot and sling that thing as hard as you can.
He said, "Flee to the mountains." So hey, that's why the scriptures say when persecution rises in the earth, be what? Be as pilgrims.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
You see that? Because why? Because that's going to give even more of a reason for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to protect us, because we're in flight mode.
Right.
With sheep.
We're sheep. You know? Sheep don't go to a pack of wolves looking for animosity and beef.
Right.
Okay.
Inequality.
They trying to get away. So if we move in a sheepish fashion, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be heavenly intervention. There ain't no angel about to come down and protect nobody that's out there right now.
Not at all.
You okay? Because they're not moving according to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai.
Because they want to deliver themselves.
I got a quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
It's a man about you got it. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 7. It says, "Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof."
That's it right there.
Like,
You read that again?
come, you got it too. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 verse 7. "Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary places thereof." You know, so like these people are on these streets just wandering around aimlessly. There's no order to this.
Yeah.
There's no order.
Yeah.
Even when you see
Confused.
when you see the men of the Lord and the prophets on the highways and byways proclaiming the truth, there's even an order with us. We're in a line.
Yeah.
Brothers holding a poster, a sign. You got two leaders and a speaker. You got someone on the other side of the camera.
Yep.
You got someone next to the person with the camera watching his back. There's an order to how we are, even when we're in the city.
That's right.
There's no order to this.
That's right.
It's just straight chaos. That's why the captain had just mentioned the Lord is not the author of confusion. The Lord is
But confusion.
right.
Right.
That's nothing but confusion. The Lord is the author of order, man. Not this crazy, wild, brutish ass shit, man.
Standoff.
Right.
Stand off.
You got something?
Cause you obviously lose, cause you ain't y'all got sticks and rocks. You got the military out there.
Yeah.
How foolish can you be?
Right.
You're not gonna stop. You're not gonna stop one armada of troops or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do that.
Well,
That's not gonna change their minds.
yeah. I know we bring it all the time about how our weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but these people don't have the spirit. Like the brother said, they're brute beasts, they're natural men, so their understanding is on a physical level.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have their fight back mode is this.
They can only respond carnally.
Yeah, but I had a precept to kind of go into what I was talking about. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, it says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." And we see examples of individuals who are not walking with, their head on a swivel, so to speak, paying attention to, all possibilities and things that could happen. They're just out there, like I said, like the brother said, walking around aimlessly like sheep with no shepherd, right? But we're supposed to walk around. It says we're supposed to walk or live our lives circumspectly.
Right.
In verse 16, it says, "Redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And we're seeing the evil days, like the scripture says, as it is approaching. We're congregating amongst ourselves, and making sure that we are all, paying attention to what's really going on and what's important, and we're preventing thoughts that are spontaneous, like, oh, let's just go out and do some dumb shit, like throw rocks at, police officers,
Right.
And one more verse, if I may, with in verse 17, it says, "Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is." And this is the will of the Lord. For roars and rumors of wars, uproars of the people to come to pass. We've been bringing out Matthew 24 every lesson, man.
Yeah.
Because the scriptures are being fulfilled, man.
Well, Luke 12 and 49 come to pass.
Yep.
Where it says, where Yahweh Shai said, if it already had not been kindled.
That's right.
This is the kindling, man.
Yeah.
Jake, you gotta fight, man.
Yeah.
You 2/3, man. You better get out on the streets and fight.
Because you know what? They declared war.
They
So you can't. Ain't no backtracking now.
Yeah.
We through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord been declared war against Esau. We come up under the declaration of Yahweh Shema Shai. Y'all are declaring war according to y'all own will. So y'all niggas gonna have to fight.
Yep.
Y'all gonna have to-
That's
y'all gonna have to swallow that
hey,
pill.
that's what I'm just saying. Y'all gonna have to fight, man, and y'all don't have the firepower
Yep.
to fight back. And see, now this gives the government proper what's the word? Proper justification. Okay, proper justification okay, to declare, which they already have it on the books, but to declare the American people enemy combatants in their own land.
Right.
Yep.
You're saying, why are you saying the police and the military against us? Because y'all are against the police and the military.
Right.
You are against your own homeland.
Yeah.
So the government's saying, oh, so now y'all are domestic terrorists. So now you're going to see, this is why they're pulling you out of cars. This is why, hey, I had to go through a checkpoint earlier. Show my license, and, you know what I'm saying? You know, by the, the sheriff department, Spirit allowed it where, people was going through. I went through, but this is the type of atmosphere that you are forcing the law to put into place.
Well,
Because you want to run around like a bunch of hooligans thinking that's going to change something.
right.
And it's not. So now that you have declared war on America, the U.S. government has now declared war on you. So now you got to fight.
Well, I used to be in the. Oh, so go ahead.
Yeah, I got something real quick. You make a point. It's real quick. You go right what your brothers been going into. It's Sirach 9 and 13. Keep thee far from a man that have power to kill.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
This-
Come on, man.
You even gotta break that down. It says, so shalt thou. It's clear.
Hey, read that from the
Yeah,
top.
Let's say.
Sirach chapter 9 and verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that have power to kill.
From the man.
Yeah, the man is right.
Y'all know who the man is.
It says, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death, and if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
Yeah, you see that? Hey, these are all snares and traps. Hey, one thing about it, like I was speaking about yesterday at camp, you got to look it up. It's called the broken glass theory. All right, and it's a theory that's been tested by riot police and by all of these different type of people that deal with riot control. It's called the broken glass theory, where in the midst of a protest, when protesters see broken glass or trash scattered all throughout the city, it's going to invoke them to participate in it because it's subconsciously telling them that the city is already under attack.
Yep.
So what they're going to do is they're going to see that broken glass and it's going to entice them to go around and do as such. So that's why they set up these different agent provocateurs within these, absolutely, within these different gatherings to set it off, and it's gonna corral the rest of the people that's out there to do the same thing. It's called the. All right, people went out there initially peacefully protesting, and you had a few bad apples that pretty much made everybody else bad apples. All right, now you got niggas just not even going out there to protest; they just going straight to Zales and Zales jewelry. Going straight to pawn shops, and they going to stealing. I seen a video of a chick that stole a cheesecake.
Right. The whole cheesecake is
In the middle of a ride, chick got a cheesecake with some hellified cherries on the top.
Dude that was in that Target in Minnesota stealing Legos.
Come on, man.
Hey, but see, it's like the elder just brought the scripture out. He said, consider that in the midst of it, it's all what? It says, it's what?
It says, remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
That's right. All right, and when you go into the battlement, a battlement is basically something that you would have put on the like a shield.
Sentries and shields.
Yeah, like the sentries and shields that you would put on the roof of your house. So if somebody was building on your house, you add a battlement up there so they wouldn't fall off and kill themselves. So they say you run into the battlements of the city, meaning the shields of the city. And that's what they're doing.
They run into them battlements, man.
Yeah, that's Shalom, man. They running right into them battlements, man. Okay, and they're being pretty much. If Esau wanted to set it off right now, he could. All you got to do is send an agent provocateur out there with live ammunition. That's it. That's it.
I believe they got more than rubber bullets, man.
Oh
they got way more than rubber bullets. They'll shoot a couple of tear gas canisters. They'll fire off some rounds of rubber bullets. But as soon as somebody lets off a hollow point from them Draco fire,
Yeah.
that's when the police want to let loose and the military.
And when the,
let loose.
and when the police let
now
loose
they-
live rounds, guess what
Right.
they gonna guess what the people
There
gonna
you go.
do?
Oh yeah, they gonna.
They're
There you
gonna.
go.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna just get that on camera.
Yeah,
That's the spirit.
Hey, as a matter of fact, yeah. You know.
You just prophesied that.
Yeah, we just.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's all niggas up there.
Yep. It's live.
Niggas
See
going
that?
crazy. Yeah, they deep out there in New York. The demons riled up.
Mhm.
This is it.
Yeah, we in them times.
Hey, I got a precept if I may.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 1, verse 10. It says, "My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not." It says, "If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause.
Right.
You know, let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole as those that go down the pit." So basically, you got individuals that, you know, may attempt to convince, you know, another person to come with them
Right.
and be niggas with them, man. You know, which is where you got niggas jumping around on Instagram Live right now, happy as hell, you know, because they feel like they untouchable because there's so many niggas out there,
Right.
you know, that they, you know, it's unlikely that they're gonna get, you know, pelted by a rubber bullet, you know, so it's just all sorts of chaos going on, man.
Until
Yep.
they get hit with one of them, they don't know, a lot of the military vehicles, they got sound wave instruments. Well, all they gotta do is turn that shield on the top of that military vehicle, they turn to a certain frequency, and all of y'all be screaming out of your minds, man.
Yeah, it's called a
Feeling the heat.
long range acoustic device, LRAD. Yep.
Yep.
I got something real quick if I could toss in there. It's Sirach 8:1. Strive not with the mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands.
That's right.
Yep.
And, mighty man is Esau. You know, Esau is blessed with the sword, man. You gotta honor that. You gotta respect that, man. You know, you niggas, like brother said, you niggas out there with sticks and rocks.
Sticks and
Nigga, white man got laser beams for your ass, man.
Right.
They got lasers.
And you know,
You know,
I think when Bloomberg was still the mayor of New York City, I forgot what happened years ago. He had made a statement that he had, because the NYPD is the which is on the screen right now. They're considered the 7th largest army in the world. You know, that's how many police officers are part of the NYPD, man. Just in New York. So New York City's police department is larger than most armies.
Yeah.
So you got old out there.
Yep.
You got you people. You watch the scene. You can tell. Even with us in the order, like we were speaking on. The apostles and elders put out orders where, hey, y'all dress a certain way when you go to camp. Don't wear certain things. Yada yada yada.
Yeah. I was just, you know.
They're just trying. It's good. It's good.
Okay, come.
It's good.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 65 and 11. It says, "But ye are they that forsake the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
Yep.
Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all down to the slaughter."
Yeah, because their sacrifices are towards the military of Esau. These are the same people that we're seeing on TV fight for your soldiers and Memorial Day and
Right.
we love our troops. Bring home our troops. Now all of a sudden, y'all at war with the same troops that y'all vouching for.
Right.
Oh, hypocritical nation.
Right.
You're a hypocritical nation of people. The same people that you're memorializing, that you're showing a level of prestige and honor towards, you chucking goddamn bricks at them.
Hey, and the crazy thing about it is too, this all popped off on Memorial Day
Yep.
when they killed George Floyd last week.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Memorial Day.
On Memorial Day. Wow.
So now on Memorial Day, now the very next week, your own troops that you, like the Bishop said that you honor, now you're ready to stand right there, face to face and have a shouting match with them.
It don't make no sense.
Come
man.
on, man.
Niggas went from making chicken wings and hot dogs in the name of the soldiers to fighting the soldiers. Bro.
Right. Like wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if you ask them, Hey, so what's your take on the soldiers in Iran? Hey, bring them home, man. You know, bring our soldiers home. We love you, man. At the same time, you over here throwing a fucking 2x4 at his head, trying to knock him silly.
Right.
You know,
Jumping
that
in the
goes to show you that there is no logic in this approach. Either we went back in the ancient world. Either we went to war or we was at peace.
That's it.
All this little halfway, you know, shoving and pushing. That's not. Either we was at war with a nation, or we was at peace with a nation.
But your yay be yay or your nay be nay.
This is lukewarm.
What does the scripture say? Any communication outside of that is evil, man.
Yeah, this is basically lukewarm. Okay, because you want to, you want to get your voice out and your opinion out, but you don't want to designate them as the enemy.
Right.
They are the enemy of us. They are the enemy of our people.
Like we were saying at camp yesterday, out of one side of y'all mouth out here, y'all are protesting the government and F Trump, but out of the other side of your mouth, you want that money. You want that next stimulus check.
Right.
One minute you fighting the government, the next minute you fighting for the government to let you back outside. You don't know what you're fighting for.
And then another sign that you people are of a lower state, you cussing your president out. That's treason.
Yep.
You cursing out your king. Regardless of if you agree with his approach to things, you're still showing the world that you're cussing out your leader. Okay? So that right there alone, even though we know to hell with Donald Trump. But I'm saying from an American perspective. Okay? From American perspective, you cussing out your king. You making mockery of your leader.
And that's why the world looks at you a certain way.
You don't hear nobody talking shit about Vladimir Putin and all them. You know, hey, when Soleimani died, bro, the whole country was even. They might have had certain disagreements with him, with certain things that he might have done. But at the end all be all, they knew that was their leader.
Hey, same thing with Kim Jong Un. When he faked his death, the whole world was saying that he died. Them North Koreans over there, they felt a certain way about that. Okay, but you American people over here, y'all don't have. If Trump died, y'all be all over Twitter.
Well, they would celebrate. They would celebrate.
They would celebrate. They would have parties, and all of that. So we living in biblical times, man, where this thing is spilling over, man.
Yep.
And we ain't there yet. Trust me. We not there.
Nah.
We almost there. We're approaching it.
Apex, yeah.
Yeah, because hey, we going into the 6-month period, and it's not ironic that within this 6 month that we're gonna have a blood lunar eclipse on the 5th, and we're gonna have a ring of fire solar eclipse on the 21st.
Yep, this Friday.
Yep, there's one coming this Friday directly after the Sabbath.
Yep.
As soon as the Sabbath is over, it's going to be a lunar eclipse, blood moon.
Yep.
And it's going to be a full moon.
Yep.
Okay? And not to mention on the 21st, it's going to be a ring of fire, a total solar eclipse that's going to cut right through the valley of Jehoshaphat.
That's going to be on the new moon.
Yep.
That's on the new moon.
So
hey,
the thing is this, man. We living in biblical times, man. We're living in biblical times, and the height of this thing is steady climbing, man, rapidly. Anybody have like some closing precepts?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 28:7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So we went out to tell you that these things were going to take place. Okay? Because we're in the spirit of the prophets. Okay? It says the prophet would prophesy of peace. When the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. Okay?
That's right.
So there's going to be a prophet is known by the things that come to pass. So that's what the scripture is saying, man. Prophecy is dictating what's going on in the earth right now.
That's right. And it's taking precedence over everything. It's taking precedence over legislation. It's taking precedence over your own will, because your own will is prophecy.
Yep.
You think you out there protesting according to your own will, and you fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
Right.
You think you're doing something, you ain't doing nothing but what Yahushua said you would do 2,000 years ago. So the prophecy takes precedence over everything, and we're just coming in the testimony of it, man.
That's right.
The multitude born in vain.
Yep. And a lot of people know. Hey, you listen to a lot of people out here when they interview them. They say, "Man, I'm ready to die, man."
Right.
So they already have that mindset that their life is worthless. You know why? Because we ain't out here to die.
Right.
We didn't come into this faith to, just be like, all right, I'm trying to die. Oh, we came into this thing to be saved, to be delivered, to be, set apart, to be sanctified, man, to live, man. A lot of these people just are already counting the car. I'm ready to die, man.
Counting themselves out.
And that's how you know that. Again, we quoted it, but how can two walk together lest they be in agreement? See, none of us, we all are seeking life. That's why we're together. But a lot of these people in the crowd, like you said, you want to go home and kiss your baby on the forehead, and there's a goddamn devil next to you that's ready to fucking do a suicidal bomb.
Kamikaze,
Kamikaze, y'all.
Yep.
So
everybody.
this is why this is confusion, because you don't know who you fighting next to, and you don't even know what you're fighting for, and that is a formula of disaster.
Right.
Yep. I ain't never seen so many white people protesting at a rally for a so-called black man.
Right.
What is your motive?
Yeah, what is your motive?
What are you doing?
Why are you out there? They just out there to be fucking out there, man. And a lot of them are plants, man. That's why through the scriptures, man. Hey, what the scriptures say, man? A prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself. We will not be out there engaging in any of this madness with the police or with you, because we're against both of y'all. And we not. And I say it like this before we close it off: we're against both parties, but we're not neutral.
That's right. That's right.
We on the side of Yahweh Shema Shah. We on the Lord's side. So we move according to the plan of the Lord.
That's right.
All right? Even though we're here in the flesh and we're battling in the flesh, we ain't with no party. We ain't no Democrat or Republican.
Yes, us against everybody.
Yeah, we ain't black or we ain't white. We ain't American or we ain't a foreigner.
All right, we don't stand with Floyd or the cops.
Right. We stand for Yahweh Shema Shai and his will, which are the prophecies. So everything that unfolds in these times, we're going to take the correct approach on dealing with the scenario. And we're not going to move based on emotions as the rest of you people do. So prophecy is on the world stage right now, man. That's the hot topic. We watching prophecy like it's an episode of Stranger Things. And we're going to keep watching as well as praying, as well as serving. And Lord willing, we be preserved until that final moment when Yahweh Shah comes back, man.
That's right.
Okay? So with that, we're going to continue watching the rest of this. And until the next time, we're going to give all praises, all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rukakodash. All right, double honors once again to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, much love to the elect men, women, children. Keep watching, keep fighting, stay faithful, build your faith up. Shalom.
Shalom.